I was laughing, I was singing, having a fantastic time, was told to kind of settle it down a little bit, which I did, but then my next slip up was taking a picture of
you can't take any images of the play. I've done it too. I've snuck them. Right, so you got thrown out.
The problem is hypocrisy, the hypocrisy of it all.
Yeah.
Right? Lauren Boebert, we have a montage of some of the stuff she's been saying because she's a staunch supporter of children.
Let's stop grooming our children, including our military kids. It's gross. It is wrong. I am here to take a stand against it.
God forbid a child see the fake boobies of a drag queen. Apparently the fake boobies of a trash queen are okay.
Damn! I feel like the only thing that would make this better is maybe a dramatic score. A symphony of violins crescendoing to the obliteration of the most insufferable member of the GOP, which, by the way, is no small feat.
No, honey, you weren't eccentric. You were X-rated. And this was not a show.
You lied. You were lying. You said it didn't happen. That's the point.
This was not a...
It has been quite the week for Lauren Boebert, capturing headlines for all the wrong reasons, as she tends to do.
Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert apologizing Friday for her actions last weekend at a performance of the musical Beetlejuice. Now, Boebert had initially denied that she was vaping at the show you see there, but then the surveillance video surfaced, and it showed otherwise. After the lights went out, Boebert was seen dancing in her seat, taking photos during the show. She was eventually asked to leave the Denver theater for all of the disruptive behavior. In a statement, she blamed her behavior on her divorce proceedings.
Unless, of course, you only get your news from Fox News, in which they spent a whopping 0 seconds on the subject. Although, if you listen close, you can probably hear Jessica Tarlov sharpening her knives for her chance. The subject did come up on ABC's The View.
Well, this one is kind of insane. So Lauren Boebert was kicked out of a performance at the Denver theater last week of Beetlejuice, the musical. She then denied that any of it happened. She said nothing ever happened. And then they brought out a video and showed folks, in fact, that that's what happened. And so then she had an explanation,
but was followed up with a dose of truth from Ana Navarro, who made sure to have every bit of her feelings held on the matter.
Who has not gone to a matinee of Beetlejuice, gotten a little overserved, started vaping, gotten a little handsy with someone, gotten dragged out, and then flipped the bird to security?
Alyssa, you've become
so
interesting, Alyssa.
all right,
Okay,
you got me, you got me.
Alyssa, you're interesting. Let me just, I like that. Let me just say, Lauren Boebert, no, honey, you weren't eccentric. You were X-rated. And this was not a show.
You lied. You were lying.
Yeah,
you said it didn't happen. That's the point.
This
you
was
lied.
not a performance of 50 Shades of Grey. It was a performance of Beetlejuice. But listen,
a lot of kids.
Like this weekend, I was reading all of this stuff, right? And I'm thinking to myself, it's like Republicans gone wild. So one, you got this woman Boebert getting kicked out because she was getting fondled in the middle of a matinee. Then you've got Kristi Noem, the governor of North Dakota, who's allegedly in an affair with Corey Lewandowski, who's also married. Both of them are.
I had heard that.
Then you've got Donald Trump, who's like 50 points ahead of everybody else, who cheated on his first wife with the second, on the second with the third, on the third with a stripper and a Playboy bunny who they had to pay hush money to. But here's the problem with all of this.
You haven't hit the problem? Because
I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is hypocrisy, the hypocrisy of it all.
Yeah.
Right? Lauren Boebert, we have a montage of some of the stuff she's been saying because she's a staunch supporter of children. God forbid a child see the fake boobies of a drag queen. Apparently the fake boobies of a trash queen are okay. Let's see, watch.
We certainly shouldn't be pushing this grooming agenda in our schools. Children should
So you
not
think
be
people
taught
are being
about sex.
groomed to be transgender? Was that your school
I think they're
experience?
being sexualized. I think they're being sexualized. They have radical gender ideology and even drag shows to impressionable young children. I urge my colleagues to pass my amendment to protect our military children from obscene content they should not be exposed to.
Well, you didn't mind exposing the pregnant woman to your vape smoke. You weren't that concerned about it then.
Boobies to all them kids.
And of course, she's right. This is the person who at every opportunity has demonized members of the LGBTQ community, presenting drag shows as some predatory act, while she, in public, just shows how far removed she is from her, quote, family value. I mean, I'm just shocked that she's divorced while becoming a grandmother at 36.
And I mention this because there's some of these folks we complain about a lot. Someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's in a hyper gerrymandered district. She's going to be safe for a long time. Lauren Boebert is not. She's in a Republican +7 district. She only won by 546 votes against the Democrat. She's in a Republican primary right now. She could be beat with a sensible, reasonable Republican. And if not, that same Democrat is running against her and has got a whole lot more money this time. So we might be saying bye to her.
His name is Adam French. So if you're in Colorado or you're outside of Colorado and you want NRA Barbie out of there, go to his website and donate.
And the thing is, for me, it's not about the acts themselves or what she's wearing. I'm not in the market of telling women what they should or should not do. I'll leave that to the GOP. But it's the hypocrisy that I do care about. Raising attacks on people for merely existing.
Related to so-called environmental, social, and governance policies being indoctrinated into accounts by woke asset managers. Today's hearing will help us better understand what Congress can do to ensure that activist stakeholders will not encourage woke corporate activism, as we have seen recently with Anheuser-Busch, Disney, and even Nike.
While she exists as nothing more than a stain on this nation, using every bit of camera time that she clambers for to demonize marginalized groups of people with vile nihilism, self-professed righteousness, which clearly, like 99% of the things that the GOP claims to stand for, is lip service.
Family home. It may not be a $2.5 million home like yours, but that sounds like a lot of red tape to me.
Excuse me.
Do you disagree?
I really take that as a personal
do you
assumption.
disagree?
My home.
Do you disagree that this was an overreach?
I disagree that
Ms.
you're
Katzen, my time
casting
has expired.
aspersions on
Mr. Chairman,
me
I yield.
or my...
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, could we just ask all of our good members to respect the civility and decorum and the integrity of the witnesses who've come forward at their own expense to testify before us today. And an insult is not a substitute for an argument.
This committee runs my pressure up, and I do come prepared to committee, and then there's always somebody from this side that does something ridiculous that throws me all the way off. So, oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is where we're going to start, Ms. Kaskin. First of all, let me apologize because that was uncalled for. So let me do what she would never do, which is to be an adult in this room.
Hey, Midas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.